Yo ho and welcome back to a new review for Sangatsu no Lion episode number 5 of the second season. And man, I'm so happy and satisfied with this show that I just can't put it into words how much I love this show. And we had a bit more comedy in this episode compared to last week's episode, but damn. When we got to the more dramatic points, not really dramatic in the sense we had last week, but more of the emotional, challenging, or the feelings of Rei and Akari, it was just beautiful and perfect. I mean, come on, this show is... it's one of the best shows we have in this season, and even from all of the shows I've watched, this one is really at the top spots. Not the number one, because it's hard to pick a single number one show, but all in all, with this show, what it's going to accomplish, what it's trying to tell you, not just by putting it into lines, but by showing it to you through the visual effects, or with the scenery, and then with the music, the atmosphere, and basically the wonderful storytelling. And it's hitting me hard every single week, because watching these characters, Rei seeking out advice by his former homeroom teacher from the previous year, and even though we got a bit of a comedy when the teacher was going a bit nuts over Rei talking about Hina, but with his effort to try to seek advice how he could help her, and the teacher going through a lot of stuff that involves bullying and all sorts of involvement by other people, be it the parents or the teachers. But there's one thing that all of the different examples have in common, and that this would be one huge part of the actual solution to it. And it's basically, what does the actual victim want? What is that person wanting? Does that person wants that others are getting involved and making a huge ruckus out of it, and getting a lot more people involved and making it much more uglier than it already is? Or is it something more simple, like having someone to talk to, or maybe just having someone that helps the person just by being there? And I really liked it how he was putting it this way, and how he was reacting to the explanation of Hina's homeroom teacher. I was going like, that's the type of teacher. And he was going as far as to say that he can even see and understand her point, but it wouldn't fit with him. He's not that type of teacher. He was seriously at first really worried about Rei, that Rei was being bullied, and then was really relieved that Rei wasn't bullied, but that it's actually about Hina. And being able to understand the teacher is something pretty interesting, but also to see why he as a teacher would not react like this. So yeah, and at the end it comes down to what type of person you are. And it's the same with Akari and her grandfather. Even though they know that Hina didn't do anything wrong and the grandfather was praising her for being there for her and showing the courage and whatnot. Even though was still thinking that, we're asking himself that, why didn't you just run away? It wouldn't be a bad thing either. Because in the end of it, you are worrying more about someone close to you than, for example, that person's friend or something like this. So obviously, Akari and the old man, they were much more worried about Hina than about her friend. But yeah, asking her why didn't you run away or why didn't you try to stay out of it, it wouldn't be helpful at all, to be honest. So yeah, I really liked how they were putting it in this episode. And then having Rei coming over and Akari's reaction to his weight was actually really interesting. So yeah, then she kinda forced him to help out, and then she made dinner. Because she saw right through it that he's getting skinnier and skinnier. But what really surprised me in this episode, it was actually Rei's reaction when he lost. Hitting the wall, being this frustrated about losing. This shows that he found a motivation. Something that he wants to accomplish. Something that drives him forward, and losing in a match that you would have to win in order to move on or to get closer to what motivates you. It was driving him nuts, and then he was just shouting for Nikaido, asking if he's there and that he needs to practice. So yeah, I really liked it, and the way he's all fired up. On one side, I freaking love it, but on the other side, it may be a bit of a dangerous path to walk on as well, because this motivation, that what he wants to do, this may as well fire back at him. So yeah, he has to be careful. But all in all, I just can say that this episode was freaking beautiful, just like all the other shows of this episodes of this show as well. So god damn, I was really into this episode, so I'm making more mistakes while talking because my mind is kind of all over the place. It's kind of crazy. But yeah, I think I will leave it at this, and I will just say that this episode was perfect, and yeah, it feels Saturday. It's awesome. So yeah, as always, thanks for watching, and I hope I will see you guys next time as well. See ya!